On this episode of The Lawyer You Know, I'm going to tell you how to negotiate for professional services like a lawyer. First-time homebuyers are always so excited to close on their brand new house. But what they don't always think about is all of the things that need to be done every single month. Those are known as professional services, and they can be incredibly expensive. So the first thing homeowners need to do is figure out whether or not it's worth it to hire a professional or to handle these things themselves. The best way to do that is to think like a lawyer throughout this process. When determining what professionals you're going to hire to handle these services at your house, you need to make a good decision at the beginning of the process. Do you want to hire the company that is the highest quality and does the best work, the cheapest company, or some combination of both? Money is a factor in all of these decisions, and for some people it's the most important factor. So what you need to do is make that determination at the outset. And once you make that determination, you need to go figure out how much this stuff is supposed to cost. And when we talk about professional services, there are tons of them. People need to make a determination if they're going to mow their own lawn or are they going to hire a company. And is that company going to mow their lawn, do the edging, do the weed whacking, handle their shrubs and bushes and hedges, or are they just going to mow the lawn? So make sure when you're determining what lawn company to choose that it's apples to apples and they put their services in the quote. Are you going to hire a pool service? Or are you going to handle it yourselves? Are you going to put the chemicals in and test the balances, make sure it's not turning green, brush the bottom, fish the leaves out, do everything that it takes to handle a pool on your own, or should you hire a professional? Are you going to have someone come out and clean your gutters once a month or once a quarter? Are you going to have a cleaning service come to your house, do the floors, wash the dishes, wash the clothes? What are they going to be doing when they clean your house? How often are they going to come? Once a month? Once a week? Lots of decisions to be made, but you need to be upfront with whatever the company is that you're getting a quote from. Are you going to hire a bug service to spray inside or spray outside on your lawn? Again, what are they going to spray? What are they going to kill? How often are they going to come? Those are important questions to ask each service that comes out to give you a quote. Are you going to get a security system? Is it going to be a Ring doorbell, or are you going to get an ADT or Vivint in a company that monitors this for you? And if you do, are you going to get security cameras put on the outside or the inside of your house? These are all the decisions you have to make before the professional service company even comes to your house to give you a quote. So make those decisions. Make a list of what you want them to do, because when you're looking at quotes, you don't want to hire a company to do all this excess stuff that you don't need them to do. So when they give you a quote, you can cross things out and it may affect the price. You can tell them, no, I just want you to spray for bugs inside my house. I only want you to mow my grass, not the shrubs and not the bushes. I only want you to have a security monitoring system for when I open the doors and windows, no cameras. Make those decisions up front. And once you make those decisions and you make your list of what services you actually need, now comes the point to think like a lawyer. And just like a lawyer handles the case, you need to put together that list of things that you need from each professional services company so you go in prepared when you start getting these quotes. Because that comes the next point. Get 4 to 5 different quotes for any professional service you're considering. And 4 to 5 is important, and it takes a lot of time out of your schedule to meet with these people, but this isn't going to be somebody that you see one time and they leave. They do one job and then they leave and you never see them again. You're going to see them every week or every month or every quarter providing these professional services at your house. They're going to be around your family and your kids and your pets and your spouse. So this is an important relationship that you're going to start. So getting 4 to 5 quotes does a few things. Number one, it gives you a range of spectrum of how much this service costs. It's really important to get those 4 to 5 quotes, because if you don't know what this service is supposed to cost, these companies and these quotes, they'll tell you. You can look at the quotes and make sure you're comparing apples to apples. You may think 4 to 5 quotes is a lot, and it is. And you may think, how do I get 4 or 5 different companies that do this type of work? That seems like a ton, especially if I'm getting pool maintenance, lawn maintenance, cleaning service, security. Where do I get all these ideas of companies from where to get quotes to? Well, that's easy. Number one, ask your family and friends, and they'll be the best referral sources for the services that they use. And you'll know that these companies do a good job. That may help them fit into a hierarchy of who you think provides high quality service, because nothing is better than a personal referral. If you can't get enough referrals from friends and family, then you can always go to the big G, Google. Or Facebook. Ask your friends on Facebook, 5,000 of your closest friends you haven't seen in 6 months or 6 years. Who do they use for these professional services? And I promise you, you'll be able to find 4 to 5 different companies that can come out and give you quotes. Once you have 4 to 5 different quotes, you pull 2 quotes out. Number 1, the cheapest quote, and number 2, the best quote. meaning the company you thought was the highest quality, and from meeting with them and talking to them and seeing how they showed up to give you the quote, they just seemed like the best company for you. And now we're going to do a little comparison. So what you do is you call the company that you felt was the highest quality and the best quote, and you tell them, I got a number of quotes and another company I'm considering is willing to do it for this amount of money. Let's take pool service, for example. One company that's the highest quality tells you they'll do it once a week, manage your pool, come out and check it, handle all the chemicals, deal with the cleanings, and they're going to be $100 a month. And the cheapest company says they'll do that same thing for $50 a month. What you want to do is call the high quality company and say, I've gotten a few other quotes and there's a company that I'm considering. Don't tell them it's the cheapest, just say, this is another company I'm considering and they're willing to do the same thing for $50 a month. And this is important. Don't lie, don't bluff, don't fudge the numbers, because all these pool companies and all these lawn companies usually know each other. So if you say another company is willing to do it $50 a month, they may ask you what company, and you can tell them or not tell them. That's up to you. You can ask them, what are they going to be doing? What kind of chemicals are they going to be using? And you can answer those questions so they know you're comparing apples to apples, which is why that's so important. You don't want one company that's going to come once a month and compare that price to a company that's going to come once a week. You have to have apples to apples so you can do fair negotiations with these professional services. And so more often than not, the high quality company will either match that cheapest price or they'll at least reduce their price. And if they do, then you've won, because now you're saving money every month or every quarter, however often you're paying these professional services to come out and service your pool or your lawn or whatever it may be. Another thing that's really important, when you look at these quotes, you'll also get to what an industry standard is. Is it industry standard to pay 1 year up front or 3 months up front or stay ahead of the company, or is it just month to month? Most professional services are month to month. They get to prove it to you every month that you should continue to pay them for providing these services. And what's great about that is if you end up going with the cheapest company and they do a great job, you've won. You pick the cheapest company, you can feel great that you're getting a great deal and they're providing a great service. But on the other hand, if they are not great and you get what you pay for and you're not happy picking the cheapest service, you cancel them, and now you know it's worth it to hire that high quality company and pay a little bit more money every month. But you know you're not getting taken advantage of because you tried the cheaper company and it was not worth it. If somebody asks you to pay 3 months in advance or a year in advance, that's usually a red flag, because they could disappear at any moment with your money and there's not really any repercussions for most of these lawn companies or pool companies or cleaning services or whatever it may be. So you've got to be careful with that. Most of these companies will go month to month. Once you've decided on a price, a company, and what services they're going to provide, it's really important to take one extra step with that company. Ask them if it would be any cheaper if you paid by cash or check every month and every payment, as opposed to by credit card or any other way, because they usually have to eat those fees on the credit card or have to wait for the credit card processing to get them their money, as opposed to cash or check, which is immediate and they know that that's going to clear. A lot of these companies are small, and a lot of these companies have employees that they have to make sure they pay on time and they pay properly, so they appreciate cash or check. And sometimes they'll cut $5 or $10 a month off if you're willing to pay by cash or check as opposed to credit card. And lastly, be polite, be nice, build a relationship with this person and this company. They're a person, they deserve respect no matter if they're cleaning your toilets or cutting your lawn, whatever it may be, because you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. They're more willing to work with you on price if they think you're a nice person, they think you're going to pay on time, they think they can trust you, versus if they think you're a jerk. Now, a lot of times, they'll still take your money if you're a jerk, they'll still do the work at your house if you're a jerk, but they're not going to do you any favors, they're not going to give you any discounts, and they're not going to like doing it. And who wants that? Who wants to deal with that every month or every week? The same people coming around your house that really don't like you because you were a jerk at the outset of the process and were way too aggressive trying to save $5 or $10 a month. That is not the way to handle this like a lawyer. A lawyer uses every opportunity as a networking opportunity, and you can too, no matter what you do. So treat these people kindly, treat them with respect from the moment you call to get the quote all the way to when you're asking for them to reduce their prices, and work with them. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you have any horror stories, drop it in the comments. Let me hear about it, because I want to see what people go through when they make these decisions quickly or they don't go through this process, how it can really blow up in their face. If you guys like this content, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, because we are going to do more videos of how to do things like lawyers, how to negotiate certain things that you want to purchase like a lawyer. So if you like that content, make sure you subscribe so you'll get notified whenever we come out with a new video.